African sisters. Because if we stay with our own kind, we would become stronger. If we mixed, we become part of that mixture. And the more we stay with our African woman, it is the longer the human race will continue. It's a war, people. It's a genetic war. It starts with the genetic somehow triggering the emotions, the decision, because this you need some more deeper answer as to what's going on to prepare yourself for the future and your children. It's very important that you prepare your children for the future to come. And if you keep living blindly as what's going on in the world. Now let's take a look at this. 60 to 70,000 years ago, some human ancestors leave Africa. Boom. Okay. 50 to 52 years ago, Neanderthal and human right around here. So let's say it started here, the interbreeding, 350,000 years ago, Neanderthal and Denisovan, sorry, I can't read well, ancestors leave Africa and migrated through Eurasia. 350,000 years ago, Neanderthal. Holy crap. This makes no sense. Leave Africa. Okay. So 350 years ago, these Neanderthal and Denisovan left. So let's say some of them were still in Africa. And remember, I'm no expert. So what we find here is that we all have this there's a commonality here, right? But somehow there's a separation here. In my genes, there's not enough Neanderthal. But something's going on here. Something's going on here. So they left, and right around here, they start to interbreed. And they are traveling. Boom, Europe. See right here? This is when most of these Europeans start to be different genetically. And the Asians. Boom. Boom. And here we go. So, African origins of human species. Yes. So, research probing the link between you as us and the extended cousin. Early humans, Eastern Neanderthal, around 100,000 years ago. Genome of a female Neanderthal showed up in sections of human DNA. Number one is early human. Look at number one. Early human and Eastern Neanderthal around 100,000 years ago. So in Africa, early human, something showed up. Okay, so they start to inbreed in Africa. Good. Eastern Neanderthal, which is called Denisovan. Okay, Denisovan. Right. 50,000 years ago, the new DNA research finds remains of a 13-year-old girl from Denisova cave in Siberia who was half Neanderthal and half Denisovan. This is number two, right here. Okay. So if this is 50,000 years ago, some of these people in Africa are not even fully humans. Holy shit. Tribal warfare. Human and Denisovan. 40,000 years ago, human reach Papua New Guinea, bring in Denisovan genes with them. What's going on here? This is number 3. So you guys are smarter than me. You'll research this more. Human and Western Neanderthal. 40,000 years ago, DNA from human skeleton in Romania suggested the subject had Neanderthal great-great-grandparents. Holy crap. Denisovan and mystery humanoid. More than 30,000 years ago, ancient genome suggested interbreeding between human-like groups in Europe and Asia. So here they call it a virus, the poison, quote unquote, mark of the beast here. Modern human, here's the mark of the beast. I'm just kidding, playing words here. I'm taking this shit so lightly because this shit is real. Adaptive protective DNA segment antidote. So now this is my theory. A 4%, so you get a Neanderthal, take this little virus here, like a COVID virus, and you attach it to a human. Now, when they look through their looking glass, they see black people, they see the destructive one. That's why I created genetic, karmatic reaction. That's what I call racism, or the root of it. They see us through this genes, and we are humans. We're the ones that cause them to be wiped out because these genes remember their history. Genes remember, it records information, and it makes a decision emotionally, systematically. So that's my hypothesis. That's my whole thing. And I want you guys to look more into this because I truly feel when you lynch someone from a tree and look at the body and not feel any kind of remorse, when 200,000 die in Haiti, when black people die and the bodies are all jumbled up, something is to be said. Why are these people don't feel any way when they kill us or when we're in prison? Why black life doesn't really matter? And I think the reason why our life doesn't matter is because of this percentage of Neanderthal mix. It activates. It's like a virus. It's like a hate virus. It's like a differentiator. If you're not fully human, you can't be equal. So when I did my blood work, there's a low percentage that I have. So this is what my hypothesis, this is what I'm going to, that we're not equal. And because we're not equal, fighting for equality, on what level? So the brothers who protect yourself, arm yourself, and educate your family. And when you're on Tap Video, search for genetics or genes and look at those videos. Something is going on here, people, and we have to look deeper into it. This is bigger than law. Let us all get along. Bullshit. One love. Bullshit. Winnie Mandela, right attitude. Okay? Khalid Muhammad, right attitude. Malcolm X, right attitude. MLK, great work. This shit is real. Get out. And if you're staying, change the laws. Change the Constitution. The only way we're going to win this shit is when we rewrite the Constitution. When we start to look at them and call them out for what they are, they're not fully humans. So if they're not fully humans and their intent is to wipe us out with either HIV, Ebola, why are we just going to sit down and scream equality when we're not equal? The Asians know something we do not know. Or some of us don't want to know. Are some of us who are so mixed up, we don't give a shit anymore. Because our genes won't allow us. We all want to stay together and work together. But the reality is, by law, something is happening. And it's causing the death and destruction of an entire species or people. African people are subjected to slavery, economical, emotional trauma, and no one is speaking about this on a higher level. Genetically, we have to separate ourselves and know that we're different. Screw your one love. You can't keep killing us and say, let's just feel all right. Let's just forgive. You know, it's just to forgive and we're going to change. And the reason they protest with us, because they know they don't want us to know this, that they're not like us. And when these genes activate in them, they will lie. People, these things are not humans. They are Neanderthal humans. I did this for Floyd, so there will be no more Floyd. Something is wrong here. It's deeper than just a shade of skin. It's a genetic difference. We're not the same as these species. They're not here to love us. They're here to love themselves. They're not the same spiritual being as we are. We have to protect ourselves and our little black girl babies. They've lynched enough of us. They've killed enough of us. They've locked enough of us in prisons. We have to protect ourselves. This is the tree, okay? Get to Africa. Get out. Get out. Enough is enough. Let them keep their world. We don't need their material things. What we need is love. Those who show us love. No fake love. Don't come into our village and take the shit over. We need to love ourselves. That's the love we need. We need love of self. And we need to know who we are. We're not like them. We're human beings that like to do human things. We make music. We dance with drums. We like to dance like humans. Most of these motherfuckers cannot dance. Did I curse? Yeah, I had to put that in there. They can't dance because that's what humans do. We dance. We make music. African Americans, that's what you do. You make music. African Americans, you've done the greatest thing in the human race. You've made music. Africans, that's what you spend most of your time on the earth doing. Being human. And you look at another species, what do they spend most of the time on the earth doing? Killing, destroying, hoarding. We care, we share. And they've taught us their system. You see, so before Slavery 2.0, if you don't wake up and protect your family, know this chart very well. This is one of the main reasons why our resources are being taken. This is what's going on. This is real, people. And you're going to continue to see the oppression of the human beings by these other species. Australia was taken. The Caribbean was taken. They took everything. The British, the French, and now the Asians are coming for Africa. Where do you stand? Kumbaya? Let's just get along. One love. Wake up, identify who you are, and spread the message.